Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. It's time to experience what's possible. So, what if there's something you haven't learned yet that could change everything? Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission are some of the amazing authors of one of our newest books. You guys, this one is called Expressive Arts, the ultimate creative guide to transforming stress. I think there's a couple of us in the world that need this right now, don't you? Yeah. So before I introduce Laura and Katie to you today, I want to say a humongous thank you to Jean Voice Dart, our lead author of this project. Jean, we wouldn't be here without you. Thank you so much for your big mission and vision for this book. You have gathered together a stellar group of expert authors around you for this topic. And every chapter I read, I'm like, oh, I got to do this. I got to try this. These beautiful tools that you guys are teaching. They're magnificent magic. So let me introduce to you all who I have in my Zoom room. Katie Bruzzoni is the founder of School of Self, where they unleash creative genius through your self-discovery and personal mastery. I've got Laura Mayer with me. She's an epigenetic healer and occupational therapist, founder of Opening Doorways. Laura's intuitive mastery will guide you on a journey to healing and wholeness. Welcome, ladies. So, Katie, let's start the party off with you. Tell me the why behind your chapter.
Oh, well, there is so much pain in the world, and we are all thrust into the belly of the beast a little bit too early in life. And I wanted to inspire just one person or many to dive into the belly of the beast and build a bridge to the places that we've been broken, because our suffering is our sacred seed. And when we can dive into our suffering and make meaning out of the things that we have been gifted as an opportunity to flex our muscles and build a sacred skill set and tool set, then we can move through the world with such ease and flow and really start to build spiritual trust during life's biggest storms. And I think if we can all do that, we have the ability to awaken the young at heart, not only the Carl Jung at heart, but the inner child and the eternal child in us all. So that's my big why.
I'm going to rewind to spiritual trust, because I
Yeah.
don't think I've heard those two words put together like that before. Give me more there.
All
Tell me
right.
what that is. Yeah.
I think when we experience pain and we experience suffering, we tend to lose trust with the divine. We question God. Why is this happening? Tell me why. Why do you put me through this? But really, that adversity, think about a seed. It's buried in the dark, right? We all need a certain level of adversity to grow into all that we're meant to be. And I believe God puts us into the fire to awaken our soul, to help us really understand who we really are. And so when we can turn back to spirit to help us make meaning and understand the symbols and the signs that God is giving us in these moments, we have the ability to step into all we're being called into. And so it's an act of truly unshakable faith when we can turn toward our suffering, when we can trust and surrender to the dark, then magic really starts to happen.
But Katie, I cannot take it anymore. I am so stressed out. The levels are high. I'm bumping up against my
Mm.
capacity. The world
Mm-hmm.
is crazy right now. Give me something.
Mm. A pause.
You know what I mean?
Pause. I do.
Yeah.
That pause was exactly what I'm inviting in. There was a reason I did that. It was intentional. Our mind spins and spins and spins with fear like the wind, right? It's a howling. When we can pause and we can invite that pause in, and we can call in God, guidance on demand, guidance on discernment, guidance on what to do. When we can take ourselves and put our back to a tree, or we can find a pen and start to write. We can start to unwind that wound. A wound is wound energy. Stress. Spin, 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 spin. grounded into your feet, and start to tune ourselves to the sounds of unconditional love to the soul, right? It's a whisper. That would be what I would encourage everybody to do, is breathe and take a pause.
It's a good advice.
Yeah.
It is the place to
I caught you
start.
there with that pause, didn't I? You were like, oh, she's freezing. Nope.
My one of my performance coaches for my poetry said, let a line breathe. And that was his way of saying pause. Pause, let them look up at you. Like, yeah, so when you did that, I felt the pause. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big topic, and it's such an important topic right now. And so I love hearing a little bit more about your why behind this piece for you. And spiritual trust is a big potatoes topic, isn't it, you guys? We're not hitting the little potatoes topics in this book. Katie, what do you think is the most important thing you want people to know about this soul map you're writing about? Tell us more about that.
So I mentioned, right, a wound is wound energy. And when this pain gets stuck up in our brain, we spiral, we start to spiral. And so when we can take everything that's stuck up here and get it onto a piece of paper and just allow our hand to flow with what's moving through our heart, we start to unwind this energy that's stuck and winding around pain. And we can start to make connections to symbols and signs. We can start to really connect to the wisdom that's inside of us. And we can really start to feel into that flow that allows us to pause, that allows us to reconnect, that allows us to see these hardships and adversities that we've been through as sacred doorways into our soul and into what we are here to serve to in the world. And you know, our DNA has two jobs. It's to listen and to respond. And so what we feed our brain, what words we use, the language changes how we show up in the world. And so when we have an ability to rewrite our stories, when we have an ability to see what we're telling ourselves inside, everything starts to change. And we can really start to be strategic and proactive about watering our sacred seeds that are planted in our soul and weed out the things that are wound.
Awesome. So you're going to teach us this in the tool part of your chapter. You're going to help us with this soul map.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. I can't wait, y'all, for y'all to get your hands on this book. So for so many reasons, they're powerful tools to practice in here. Katie, thank you for saying yes to the project and for being here today.
Thank you so much for bringing me into this. I feel so blessed and honored. It's so close to my heart. So thank you.
Laura, tell us about your why. What's the why behind the chapter that you wrote?
I'd just like to say thank you, Katie. Listening to you, it was such an internal, I just took it inside. It was really gorgeous because, like, Laura, you picked a perfect duo here because I'm going to share my why. And my chapter title is, chapter 9. And the title is The Art of Calming Your Heart. And I did this through purposeful activity that bridges creative expression. I have always been involved in art, and it wasn't until I was 15 and diagnosed with a very traumatic disease that I saw the golden thread of how critical, not even like critical, it became my lifeline to engage in purposeful creative expression. And when I mean it became my lifeline, it really did. And I found everything in my life revolved around that. The choice of occupational therapy, which uses activities as purposeful and functional, And as I was losing my functionality, the ability to see through those eyes and then bring it home, whether it's creating my own needle points or painting or writing books, it didn't matter. The creative expression was such a tool to go inside and sit there for a moment. And then you just, it's the sitting there and knowing that you can do this no matter what your physical disease, your emotional disease, your psycho, it doesn't matter. We can, if we choose to, we can all find that space to feel incredibly, and when I say purposeful, it doesn't mean that, oh my God, I could sell this or I could do this. It means I sat there with such a level of pride and humility and encouragement to produce this incredible work of art. Okay. And I have watched that through the years because I now incorporate it in my epigenetic healing work, which is really a combination of the clinical, the OT, of course, purposeful activity, and going back and finding out where your traumas are, because everything, the expression that I have been all about, the creative expression, the art, is really helping me to cope with and open up all the traumas in my life on a daily basis. It is my go-to. I mean, it is my go-to, which is, on a scale of things, it's a really healthy go-to. And today, when I bring it into my practice, and to see how invaluable that is for others, because it's, in some ways, because it's a lot of it is energetic, okay, and therapeutic, but there's a space where there's a subconscious piece going on for you, and it's an organic process, and people start painting, and the connection of the dots is exciting because so much comes out, so much is revealed on this canvas or in the sculpture or whatever it is that they choose to do with me. And I wrote the chapter, and I wrote it in tears because it was so amazing for me to give such incredible value to the importance of creative expression. I mean, I always did it and I loved it and it was my go-to and it was my lifeline. But it helped me to bring it all together and say, okay, this is an amazing process. And I have such passion around it and such gratitude because since 15 years old and losing functioning in my hands, I could still do needlepoint. I could still make my own and paint it. And to be able to carry both sides of, okay, I'm really in agony and I'm really terrified of life, and yet I could do this. And to be able to bring those two pieces together, that to me is staying in right alignment, to find that space and that place that brings you into balance and right alignment. And I'm just so grateful, and I want to share that gratitude with others. Yeah, because I don't know
Thank you
who
for
I
it.
would have been. Yeah.
We can feel your gratitude
Yeah.
and your passion. If you were going to sum this up in a bit of a golden nugget, what do you think the most important thing you'd want people to know about heart art is?
It is a therapeutic, energetic endeavor. It allows you to open up to areas that you don't even know exist within you. It's a process that helps you feel what you may not feel. And it always brings insights and revelations. And I think more than ever in a world that we need to go in, get it from out and bring it in. And how does it fall in you? And how could you feel more aligned? What's going to help you to feel aligned? and balanced in a turbulent world. So yeah, it's the right alignment and the balance, and sort of
Nice.
that allowing your inside out to come through and to cherish that.
Yeah, you guys are going to have a treat when you are walked through an experience with both of these authors and all of the authors. So I have a thank you to both of you. And when I thank you, let's take a little peek at this beautiful book while I'm talking about
Mm.
that. So the thank you is about taking that challenge I gave you to put your vulnerable story in this beautiful book. But then the master teachers that you are, you're stepping up in the second parts of your chapters to teach us, to give us a practical experience with whatever the tool is that you've chosen, right? And I have a quick thank you to Davide, De Angelis. Thank you so much for this beautiful cover art for Expressive Arts. You can see this gorgeous art here. So thanks to both of you for taking on that challenge and being so excellent with it. Laura, we're making a very intimate connection between the expressive arts and stress relief in this book. The world is a little whatever right now, isn't it? Like there is a lot going on, and I feel like it's a pile on, and people are reaching capacity. There might be people listening today who are in a bit of a struggle with stress for lots of different reasons. What do you want to tell them in terms of like maybe just one easy baby step they can take today?
I'd say take a breath, go inside, cherish that feeling, find your calm, and as I just came up with this morning, paint it out. Paint it out. Let the painting be your expression to find your calm. You don't have to be an artist. You just have to be willing to open your heart and the desire to find your calm.
You guys, if you have said to yourself, I'm not an artist, this is the book you should pick up. And I'm telling you, I had childhood with an artist, sister who was an artist. And I would say to everyone, I didn't get the art card in our family. Like she got it. This book. There's so many beautiful avenues into art in so many different ways. You won't be able to say that anymore. We're going to turn all of you into artists with this book. I love it so much. And I love that. Start with the breath. Just pause and start with the breath, right? Katie said it earlier with the pause. But I'm coming back to you, Katie, now for the same question to kind of round us out today. Like, okay, maybe we took the pause. Maybe we took out the breath. Is there anything you want to add? Well, what would a next move be if we need to make one?
I would say really just, like I said, the wound where energy is wound. Allow that to speak to you and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to enter into the energy that is wound because, Laura, like you said, this book has so many avenues and pathways for you to start to unwind that pain. And I love acronyms, and my acronym for pain is Past Adversity Igniting Now. And I believe when pain shows up to us now, it's an invitation for us to weave love into that. And so as you sit and you pause, and you feel that wound energy and you start to kind of feel your inner child afraid of the darkness, just remember that you are the light, and you can hold your inner child's hand and you can walk them into that storm. And you have 22 amazing tools to help you step in courageously to that pain and weave in love where it was lost.
That's so beautiful. I love it. Katie Bruzoni, Laura Mayer, thank you both so much for what you do in the world and for being here today to share it with everyone. Don't you think that there are all these tools, and I feel them as little adventures that you all get to take when you get to paint or draw or write or soul map or whatever we're doing, right? Heart art. I love your tools so much. This is way more than a book, everybody. So if you heard something today and you're having a question or you need support, or maybe you're just curious, you want to carry on the conversation, Laura and Katie are both hooked up below with their websites. Go explore what they're up to. They are there for you to reach out to, answer the question, carry on the conversation, give you the support you need. I'm so proud of this Brave Healer community and all of the people that have come into these beautiful books to also create a community that can help. So we hope you do that. And of course, we hope you hop over to Amazon and grab your copy of this beautiful book today, you guys. Lastly, today, everyone, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
authors.
Bye.